Hey everybody, how's it going? Just wanted to do a quick check-in. Obviously, giving you this space to finish up your paper and the last piece of running a group on here. So let me make sure that I can play this for you. It's kind of just like finishing up, and then how do you evaluate your group? And that's always the most important. Um, There it is. It's always fun trying to find it on our 300 file history. So let's do week 10. And closing the group up. Believe it or not, the internet is not running today. So it doesn't want to play.
Oh, we do have fun.
You're like, come on, man.
Because
It's just the last week of a PowerPoint is all.
I didn't come on Monday.
Because we thought we were done.
No, I just was like, okay, I don't really feel like walking to Wesley, so I'm going to just join on live.
Right.
But I didn't see you go live.
That sounds about right. It's been crazy for all of us. And yeah, I'm not getting the files that I want. Is this maybe why? No. How is your crazy final week?
Nothing really crazy.
Not as crazy as you want it to be?
I just have your paper.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay. That would be, yeah, I'm trying not to get annoyed about these files that I'm looking for. Like the internet's not working very well, of course. I had all of these downloaded and now I don't. And I'm trying not to freak out about it is all. Interesting. It is starting to get humid again.
Do you know what our book is for this class?
I do.
Is it this one?
Yellow?
No.
That is for practice 1.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't get a book for this class. And
were they cheaping out on you?
Yeah, I think this is the only book that I had for this semester.
That's kind of
because I saw when I was doing the final paper, like the psychosocial stuff.
Right. Yeah. Like the theories.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna read the book. Hello?
Right.
I'm in class. Yeah, we do. Are you live right now, Dr. Trump?
Yes.
Yeah, he's live.
Yeah, and I did get my channel back.
All right, bet. All right. So I was like, okay, because I seen you had page numbers.
Right, yeah.
For certain stuff.
And you're like, okay, that did not match up.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I have to go and read this stuff. But I'm like, this is the only book I have.
Right. It's okay. You can still cite the internet. Like we're going bookless if we have to. It's not the end of the world.
I'm like, okay. I don't actually know what I'm talking about, not just.
Right. No, I get that. I mean, it would be nice, especially if it was paid for, that they give you the freaking book.
And now I've been carrying this book around for no reason.
Yeah, that is kind of annoying. Do you think do you think they need to be restarted to actually get updated? Maybe that's what the issue is. Oh my God. But yeah, that's all. We're going to dress up for our black tie event tomorrow.
What black tie event?
It's like all of Chaz going over to there and handing out like awards. Did you get any?
I don't know.
Like-
I'm a Chaz advisory board, so.
Oh, so you would probably want to be there at 4 in Robeson Hall.
For tomorrow.
It's like a big deal. They're like the dean's there, the chair's there, and they said black tie option. And I was like, you know what? I got tuxedos. I never wear them. I'm gonna freaking wear it.
Might as well go. It's
Yes.
just like cramming all this stuff within finals week. It's
Yeah, I
like-
know. It's killing me. I got to do a turnaround and get my car aligned right after this class. I never have time to do it all. Then as I was leaving the private practice, a homeless guy came in and my secretary called me back in like, hey, I forgot to give you that file you need for tomorrow, and I don't see clients tomorrow. So I'm like, I think she needs
So, what time do you get here every day?
it. Does change, but mostly around mornings Monday, mornings Tuesday, afternoons Wednesday, and sometimes a short window. Mornings Thursday, and then afternoons Friday.
And you still have clients like after you live here, right?
I have clients at night on Monday.
In Dayton or like in Cincinnati?
On the way to Cincinnati, it's in Lebanon, so it's halfway home. I got a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then on Wednesday morning I have a 9. I used to have 10 and 11, but I have research at 10 with Omesh, so that screws up my schedule by 1. But now we have 30 clients that need a counselor, so I have a feeling they're going to ask me. And I supervise at hospice on Friday mornings before coming here. So it's just a weird schedule.
When you write your notes, do you like type them? Do you write them out?
I do them by hand still. Okay, that's that. Now you're reminding me of a better PowerPoint. Is I feel like I haven't shown you this one yet. And this is like the best one that I have about the golden thread, and then how to write those notes. If I can, oh my god, since the other ones don't want to work. See how it won't let me search? Like, does that mean that the computer is just toast finally?
I'm not sure. Do you know who
Another advisor.
it's a lady. Temple Grandin. You know who she is?
No, what place does she teach?
They made a movie about her.
Oh,
And she's like,
see, you probably have internet. I'm not getting it. And then I don't usually use a Dell or a PC, so I don't know where the internet is. It in here? Like, how do you turn on Wi-Fi and connect to something?
yeah,
Is
I
it
can
that?
tell you.
Nope. It looks like that, but I think that's just for like.
Maybe try to click on that because it says not connected.
Oh, that's weird. It just like shut down my.
She's an animal behaviorist,
Okay.
but she has autism.
Oh, that would be a good use of all of that stuff, actually. Okay. Is she local too? That's the next question.
It says she got her education at the University of Illinois, so I don't think. But she's like she's a spokesperson for like autism rights, and I think that's really cool. I've been seeing like a lot of clips of the movie on TikTok and stuff. And I think
Okay.
oh,
Do
she
you have-
created like a hug machine. Cause like she don't
She
really
has-
like physical touch and stuff, so she created like a hug machine where
And
can
she'll
still
hug
get-
other people instead of having to hug them?
No, it's like a hug machine that, cause she can still get like comfort and love. Like I guess it was like she would go in there and it would basically give her a hug. But like
Interesting.
she wouldn't be able. She couldn't really hug like her mom and stuff like that.
Because she was scared
Yeah.
or.
I think it's just the way she was overstimulated.
Oh,
She
yeah.
would be overstimulated by
Okay.
people hugging her and being close to her.
Okay.
I thought it was interesting.
No, that is very interesting. And that's like, that could even fall under autistic groups, like
Yeah.
stuff in like horse therapy groups, because I'm trying not to stress out about this stupid computer. It's not a big deal. It's really not. But I had a cool finishing week 10 and week 11 for you guys, and it's just not showing up. It was one we taught. It was basically like how to close the group and then how to evaluate the group. And in all honesty, you'll get it again in your graduate program. You always have to take groups like twice. I don't know why. It may depend on the program, but that's where, okay, let's try it again. Now the internet wants to work. I had to restart my computer. Stupid. Okay. Groups. He said he was getting online. He's lying. No, actually, it does say somebody's watching. You just haven't commented, have you? I was like, there ain't nobody on there. Unless if it's Tiana. Somebody's in there, unless if it's you. It says one person is. It's hilarious. Okay. Oh, do you want me to look up that person now since I have internet? What was the name?
Temple Grandin.
And that sounds very uncommon a name. Okay. Dang, she's 75? Oh, so there's a movie about her.
Yeah.
Ah. That's pretty groundbreaking to know to do that 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay, did you watch the movie?
No, I started like the first 10 minutes.
That's what I always do. I have like 10 half-watched movies. So she has a Twitter. Unless if somebody made it for her.
Probably.
And there you go, templegrandin.com. Okay. As long as it's not going to take me to a bad website. Interesting. So she still does webinars? Okay, maybe she's dead. JBS Global Food. Huh.
She was still alive.
She is still alive?
Because it doesn't say.
Oh, it's Dr. Temple Grandin. Dude.
She has a doctorate. Oh, yeah, she's still alive.
Holy shit. Okay. All right, now you're making me interested in the 6-minute video. It's PBS,
She's a
I'm
professor
sure.
at Colorado State University.
The gold one?
I read that somewhere. For many days. I think that was Tesla, and it was spinning a dynamo for the electric power plant, and you could tell whether it was going to be off balance and not work. And Tesla definitely today would be diagnosed autistic. If you got rid of all of the genes that cause autism, you'd be rid of Carl Sagan, you'd be rid of Mozart, Einstein today would be labeled autistic. He had no speech until he was 3 years old. And half of all the people that work these big tech companies have got at least a mild version of Asperger's. If you didn't have a little bit of those Asperger autistic genes, you wouldn't even have it in computers.
That's probably true. Makes you wonder if yourself has Asperger's.
I just love flying things. As a child, I loved airplanes that flew. I loved kites. If it flew, I liked it. And then when I got into high school, it was horses. Horses, and more horses. I was diagnosed with autism as a young child. I had all of the full-blown autism symptoms, speech, screaming, this, everything. Definitely fully autistic.
I didn't know she had a movie or heard of
My
herself.
brain is visually, I'm basically totally visual. I mean, everything in my mind works like, search and set, type in word, and I get a picture, and it comes up in an associational sort of way. I want you to
That's
give me some keywords, and don't give me something common like house or car, because everybody can visualize that. Well, I saw a field of hay. Now I'm seeing bales of hay over where Mark's horses are. I go, oops, that's grass hay, that's not alfalfa. Now I'm down at the zoo, and they used to feed alfalfa hay to the antelopes, and Nancy used to complain that they too rich. Okay, wondering how do they get from alfalfa to feed Sue? Okay, it's associational.
It's
but
hilarious.
in a lawful depression.
Like she was like, they were telling her to see
Life society on hailing facilities, gold major companies, half of the cattle in each country when they plan to handle the.
Degree of the gate closing.
Yeah, like, you know,
Right.
like angles and stuff.
90
Like, she
degrees.
can see that in her,
That's
in
just-
her mind.
I
wonder what she teaches.
Like, magazine, all the cattle magazines were there, and one of them called it a work of art. I mean, I was just so happy. People, being autistic, thought it was really
She's a
weird. and stuff.
professor in
I have a buddy who his kid won't speak right now. He's autistic.
I also guest lectured on humane slaughter methods, cattle handling, meat quality things, livestock behavior for the veterinary college. And my students in my class actually have to draw drawings. One of the interesting things I found is that there are some students that absolutely can't draw, that have learning problems, and I can tell by looking at the drawings. Because, okay, instead of just drawing nice half circles that draw all over the place, I just had a student this year in my class, her drawings were really horrible. I was asking the student, so what are you seeing? She said, well, I see just waves. And I asked her if she hated driving at night, hated fluorescent lights, yes. Printing on the page, yes. I suggested she go out and try on some different colored sunglasses, and she went out and got some little pink sunglasses, and her economics grade went from a B to an A, because now she could see the charts. Cheap sunglasses has a simple intervention. Nobody knows
shit.
how why they work, but they
I
do.
didn't know that.
And it's kids flunking out of school that don't need to. That's the thing that's so disgusting. And the only reason I know about this is because of the autism. One of the big concerns I have right now is getting people on the spectrum into good careers, computer science and stuff like that. As an autistic person, I am what I do more than what I feel. And I get a lot of satisfaction in life, okay, I designed something and it works. Or I have a student say, well, your course was really helpful to me. Or somebody likes one of my books, they say, well, it helped them with the autistic child, or it helped them understand the dog. That makes me really happy. That I'm doing something that does something constructive on the ground.
And there was like, there was a clip, the clip I seen from the movie before I started
This
watching
special
it
episode
was
of
like
Blank on Blank.
her at a conference about autism.
Mm-hmm.
And like she had got up and spoken, she said something, and she said, well, I have a doctorate in animal science, and I created like a hug machine because I couldn't hug my mother because I feel overstimulated. She was basically like advocating for people with autism.
Yeah.
And like people in the crowd, because like back then, people didn't see autism as like, okay, people can overcome this. They were like, oh, well, how are you cured? How are you cured? And like she was explaining to them, like it's not a cure, it's just you have to teach them a different type of way because they can get overstimulated very fast.
Right. It is true.
And it's a lot of people that I like that there are a lot of people with autism that are advocating for people like that can't really advocate for themselves. Like my sister, she's a behavioral technician. What is it called? She's got
Behavioral health tech. Probably
yeah,
like.
she's a registered behavioral health tech, and she works with kids with autism and stuff.
Okay.
And she knows like it's not an easy job, but she loves it.
It's definitely something that, like, you can do that with a lower amount of education, which is kind of cool too. You can do it with like an associate's and then bill case management.
And my friend, after she graduated high school, like she went back to her high school and she works with special needs kids.
Okay.
That's so cool.
That was my first MSW, LSW job, but the problem for me was it paid $24,000 a year and I couldn't move.
That's not anything.
No, I didn't have a license. That was part of the problem. So I should have gotten my license. When I got my license, they gave me $35,000 a year. So
I think I'm gonna take my license early.
as soon as you can, you'll get some pretty sweet job options. Okay, this is the one. So there's evaluation and then closing the group. So that was really it. There's only 5 slides. I probably need to download it, don't I? How do you get it to play? That's just either I've got to play it here or maybe, oh, here it is, download, okay. So yeah, like at Lighthouse, when we ran a group, you would always do evaluations at the end. The key is to know how you can do it better. So like if you really suck at it, it's like course evaluations. It's not a ton different than course evaluations, and that's why we do them. Shoot, where do downloads show up now on these things? Like up here? It's too big. And yeah, evaluation is important because you usually want to make yourself better. So like when you do the course eval at the end of the teacher, end of the semester, this computer is toast. I don't know what else to say. All right, now we've got it to work. That was very strange. I thought it was only like a few amount of slides. Now it's showing me a ton.
In addition to an exploration of evaluation and group work, this lecture will also include specific descriptions of how the week's materials fit into your group project. As you know, your group project will describe a group intervention, and the proposal will describe the specific population you have selected, as well as the type and the purpose of the group. Further, your group will outline the screening criteria for members, as well as group size, the group goals, an exploration of legal, ethical, and cultural considerations for your group, and termination criteria and outcome measures. The final portion of your group project will be a member progress update created for a fictional member of the group that you've created. In this progress update, you will describe and summarize a fictional client's behavior within your group based on any information you choose to include. You must describe the client's progress and identify the needs and issues that may require a modification in your treatment plan. This progress report should be written from the perspective of the group leader following the sixth session of the group. Be sure to include initial goals and any modifications based on your report. Please refer to the assignment rating rubric for more information, and be sure to use the document as your primary source as your group puts together the group project. Keep in mind that I'm happy to read and provide feedback drafts received on or before the date outlined in your syllabus. As we look at the objectives for the week, I want to remind you to review the chapter for the week prior to viewing the lecture, as it's intended to supplement your reading. By the end of this week, you should be able to identify the benefits, evaluation, and steps for incorporating evaluation into the group experience, and identify and describe the necessary components in the development of a treatment update for a group member. So at this point, you should have a pretty good idea of the life of a group, beginning at the point where leaders come up with an idea and design and plan a group, as well as an understanding of the different stages that groups go through and the issues related to leadership and group dynamics, and even a bit about terming a group. Today, we're going to talk about the big question of how we know the group has worked. Pretty much regardless of your setting, you'll need to have evidence for the effectiveness of what it is you're doing. In the group context, we must show that the group makes some difference in the lives of our clients or adds value to the service we provide at that site. We could think of a college orientation process as a task group that provides new students with the information they need to thrive in their new environment. But how would we know if that orientation group was successful? Naturally, we would want to know the extent to which the program was effective in delivering the intended outcomes, and there are a couple of ways that we can go about evaluating those efforts. So first, what's evaluation? Evaluation is an ongoing process that benefits both the group members and the group leaders. It can track the progress of individual members and the groups as a whole. Evaluation can be understood as assigning a value or worth to something, and in many cases, we can think about using an evaluation to decide whether or not a group is worth the time and the resources that we invest in it. Evaluation provides information that can be used to improve group leadership or the overall group experience moving forward. It gives us an opportunity to measure and communicate what we're doing and how it's working, and it also gives us information on those areas that need improvement. Evaluation can also track individual progress. Evaluation can also track individual
small
progress through
office.
client treatment plans and updates. So if we think about that college orientation group again, we would need to consider our intended goals and outcomes. What information were the students supposed to learn? What delivery methods did we provide? A brief survey could collect information on both student knowledge and student experience, with questions aimed to address whether or not they retain specific information, and other questions aimed to address the level of satisfaction. This evaluation could provide feedback on individual members. Did Monica learn where to get her student ID? And could also tell us on a larger scale how effective the overall group was.
Have you ever had to evaluate a group or evaluate anything?
Yeah,
Okay.
like when I would lead groups with my camp kids, like we would go back and my supervisor would go like, okay, this went well, okay, this is what you could do next time, and stuff like that.
Okay.
I really feel like I used to not be good at like taking constructive criticism. But,
It's hard to do though,
yeah.
isn't it?
But
And it is
like,
important.
when you put your heart into something, it's like,
Mhm.
okay, dang, they tell me like this wasn't good enough. But now I see it as there's always opportunity and room to grow. So now I appreciate like hearing
Standardized scales exist as a way to offer
Sorry.
greater statistical
I'm sorry.
confidence in your findings, and they
I
can
don't
be
know
useful
why.
to demonstrate the
And
effectiveness
it'll
of your
probably,
group. For instance, if you were running a psychoeducational group for teens at risk for alcohol use,
okay,
you could have them take an alcohol awareness survey during the first session of the
it's
group,
hard to
and
do.
then again at the end. Because your group was intended to raise awareness regarding the potentially damaging effects of alcohol, your sessions provided members with information and examples of these effects, and you would expect that the members would earn higher scores due to participating in your group.
I got an A, but
And you try not to be
You
a
can
jerk.
also design scales or surveys that meet the needs of your particular group, but recognize that there are limits to the instruments because they've not been validated and may not be reliable. Despite these potential limitations, you may still decide to design your own instrument, and in doing so, it's important to keep your instrument brief, make sure that your questions are clearly worded, and that your questions are appropriate for the client age and developmental level. It's also important to making assumptions of literacy in many situations, and making sure that group members will be equipped to read and respond to the surveys. A follow-up survey is one way to provide the opportunity for evaluation, and oftentimes members have different perceptions with a little distance, so you may wait a short time before sending it. Another way of evaluating a group is to have members provide feedback while the group is running. For instance, say I run a new activity in one session, and I'm interested in whether or not I might want to use it again for a future session. I could take a few minutes at the end of the group
Is there an
session to get
update on
feedback
these
on what the
functions?
participants learned or found to be the most and
There's
least
a new
useful.
update.
I want to
Probably
try
why
to do
it
this at
won't.
the end of the session rather than during a later session to ensure that the details are fresh and accessible for members. As a leader, I could also make observations regarding changes that I noticed. For instance, if during a group session I introduce the concept of the group I
I got a
statements
bunch.
and their
I think I got
communication
2
rather
more.
than in expressing their feelings, I may later observe that the communication pattern has shifted in the group and more members are using I statements.
These are old too, that's
This
why.
kind of observation should be included in my leader notes. Once a group has concluded, it can be helpful to collect information on member satisfaction, progress towards specific goals,
Here it is.
as well as group processes that occur within the group, like a sense of belonging and safety. To a certain extent, collecting information on each of these aspects throughout the life of the group can provide insights as well. We want to avoid doing so much evaluation that we interrupt the group process, but it can be helpful to check in with group members once or twice, depending on your time frame, to get a sense for issues like satisfaction, progress towards goals, and group process. Your authors describe reflective evaluation as a process that comes out of leader observation and serves to monitor group mood, themes, cohesiveness, norms, power, roles, and defenses, as well as verbal and nonverbal participation and feedback. This can serve as an informal kind of evaluation, and these types of observations serve group leaders very well when leaders are able to journal, reflect, and then discuss these observations with a co-leader or supervisor. Keep in mind that co-leaders should meet following each session to discuss their experiences and reactions, and group leaders who are working individually would benefit from supervision in order to do the same. Leaders can provide feedback for each other, and video recording can be another helpful source of feedback, but take care of this suggestion as there are important ethical and legal considerations related to consent when you're thinking about doing recordings. So let's think a bit about your group project and how you'll incorporate evaluation into your group.
So yeah, the evals we did at our agency was mostly on the telephone, and that way it could be a link could send them, and they would feel confident that what they were sending was confidential.
So imagine that you are one of your clients whom you're likely to serve in a proposed group. Write down at least 2 reasons why they're coming to your group. Feel free to pause this or just go ahead and do it as we're talking. So of those 2 reasons why a group member might be coming to the group that you've proposed for your group project, pick one of these and then phrase it now as a vague goal the client might come to your group. So what is a potential goal that a client might come to your proposed group with? Generally, clients want to feel better, but they may have other goals in groups, communicating better with a spouse, or stopping some kind of problematic behavior. So now what your job to do is to turn this into a SMART goal, but making sure that each of the requirements are satisfied. We want to look at these as we break it down. Is your goal specific? When it comes time to do an update, will the goal be clear enough to gauge any progress for you? As you go through each of these and you look back to the goal that you've created, you'll want to think about modifying that it does in fact meet the criteria. So the first one being, is your goal specific? Is it measurable? You should know how you'll measure your progress. Maybe there's a certain amount of time, a measurable increase or decrease in a certain behavior, but you want a way to make sure that you can measure progress towards your goal. Is your goal attainable? It's really important that members establish goals that are within their reach, as this promotes self-advocacy and can impact motivation for the client. So you want to go back again, make sure that goal is something that's reasonable, that's attainable, that's within that client's ability. Is your goal relevant? Does it relate to the purpose of the group and the needs of the client? If your client comes in with a goal that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with what your group's promoting, then they're setting themselves up to be in a bad situation, because obviously your group will not be able to address that goal if it's not something that's relevant to the time that you'll be spending together. Finally, is your goal time bound? Are you clear about when you could expect this goal to be achieved? Having that kind of specific time frame helps the goal become real and actionable, because now we have an idea for when it could actually be accomplished. So again, you'll want to go through, use this slide again as you're developing the goals for your group proposal, and make sure that each of your goals hits all 5 of these basic necessities in terms of creating SMART goals. Now that you have an idea of an example could be a SMART goal for a fictional group member, let's talk about the treatment update, the final portion of your group project. Treatment plans and treatment updates will vary from setting to setting, agency to agency. For the purposes of our work together, the treatment update that you'll provide as part of your group project will be written about a fictional group member following your 6th session together. The treatment update must include information on each of the following sections: the client's general behavior, motivation, initial goals and progress towards those, as well as any verbal or nonverbal and resistant behavior from group sessions.
It crashed again.
Mhm.
So yeah, using like a SMART goal, it's that you'll probably learn about it again,
Yeah.
but like specific, measurable, attainable, reliable, and timeable. I probably got it wrong. But, we are also trying to send the family in Nicaragua money. I used to go down and visit, and now it's so expensive to fly, and we don't have time
Yeah.
with kids, so it's cheaper to just send Western Union, but they charge you. Have you ever used Western Union? It's weird. But so I thought that was, maybe it just crashed out, but there's one more slide. But yeah, so presenting concern, intended completion date, indicate progress towards goal. So when you're writing your notes, that's usually it. You'll have your goal, then you'll write a progress towards goal. I could even show you on this new online counseling service that I'm working for what that looks like, but it's usually like you want to create the goals with your client. You don't want to just like force feed them a goal, like
To give them some determination.
right. You really do. And so like even with a kid today that was 17, his mom was there, I asked for all their input, but they were just at a standstill. They did not want to talk goals. Monday, I had a 12-year-old that his dad beat the hell out of him. Mom's sober now, but dad's still drunk. And they were able to come up
So
with
as we wrap
goals.
up this lecture on evaluation, let's review a few important points. Evaluation is an ongoing process that benefits both group members and group leaders and can track the progress of individual members and the group as a whole. Evaluation of the group as a whole can be conducted through formal measures like surveys or scales that members fill out during or after the completion of a group, and may measure things like satisfaction, progress towards goals, and group process. Evaluation can also be done through more informal exercises, like asking for verbal reflection from group members, or group co-leaders taking time to reflect on observations and experiences after each session to make notes on significant events or opportunities to improve the group. Evaluation provides information that can be used to improve group leadership or the overall group experience moving forward. It gives us an opportunity to measure and communicate what we're doing and how it's working, and it also gives us information on the areas that might need improvement. Evaluation can also track individual progress through client plans and updates. For your group project, you'll need to take some time to consider what outcome measures you would like to use to evaluate the effectiveness of your group, and make sure that these measures are in line with the overall type and purpose of your group. Also, your client treatment update is an opportunity to evaluate a fictional member of the group and their progress toward the SMART goals that you have decided on together. Please use this as an opportunity to demonstrate your mastery of the material dynamics and refer back to previous lectures as needed. Finally, keep in mind that I'm willing to look over any drafts that I receive on or before the date outlined in your syllabus.
Which was yesterday.
Thanks for listening to the lecture. Have a great week.
I was at a trio conference last.
I saw that. Yes, I know that.
I met this lady, and she
Okay.
was like, I don't know how old she is, but I know that she's like an older lady. And they was talking about like her story and stuff, and she's a freshman right now, but she's a social work student. She's about to be a sophomore, and she was like, she overcame battling addiction,
Oh
and she
shit.
lost custody of her son, stuff like that.
Oh.
but it's like now she's in school and she's trying to get her social work degree, and I can just see how happy she is. Just seeing her interact within like the certain sessions and stuff.
That's wow.
And
Okay, so it was,
I would introduce myself to her. I'm like, I'm a senior at Central State University. I'm in social work too. Olive branch to her, and I just feel like I love stuff like that. Like when I heard she was a social work major, I'm like, I have to introduce myself to her because it's all about networking, and we all need each other.
right.
So I was happy
right.
to hear like she done went through all that stuff. She's still trying to go and get her degree. She's so excited about her. It's
That's
so sweet. It's so nice. She got custody of her son back. And
damn.
everything.
Okay, that was the exact same story I got on assessment from this lady the other night. I'm like, how did you even do that? And it was because the dad beat the hell out of him. But she had to go through 3 recoveries and recovery centers. That's just, it's sad to hear those stories, but it's good to see they're like signing up and coming in. I wish I had more slots because I only get 8 slots a week per my teachers union. So Miami did that too. So during the summer, I'm thinking of opening a few more, but I don't want to overwhelm myself.
Yeah.
You'll do so much, you can't be present at all places at once. You'll have like 85 emails coming in, stressed out people, and life. So, send him. I have a friend who likes to be super generous. He's a military veteran, so he gets all this money. I said, I appreciate that. I also don't want this dude I have known in Nicaragua since 1999 to think that we just are all made of money. So I've always sent like 25 or 50 bucks, and he demanded, I guess he sent 200.
Mm.
So I sent it. I just hope, it'll be the biggest Cinco de Mayo. His birthday is always on like May 6th.
Mm.
And I sent it, but that was why I started social work in the first place. I lived in Nicaragua for like a long time, and I still talk to that family, but I wish, So that's 10, and then 11 is closing the group on Friday. You're welcome to see it remote or come in person. Somebody needs us to proctor exams. Have you ever heard of that before?
Yeah.
Like a student asked me, and I said, would I just sit there and
Right.
make sure you don't cheat? Make sure you don't cheat? Because she wants to leave early. Is that the big deal? You get out of here early and you're done. Look at that. We hit it on the nose today. I didn't even, after not starting